So in the previous lectures, we have been discussing about the flexibility matrix method and element approach of that. Element approach to develop the structure flexibility matrix and the delta L vector, which is the displacements at the structure coordinates due to the externally applied forces. Now, we have in the previous lecture we have seen a typical continuous beam example in which we have solved the structure by the element approach. We analyze the structure by element approach. Now here we are going to see an example of a plane truss, which is a statically indeterminate one. We have 6 elements or 6 members in the truss which are pin connected, and there are 2 supports which are hinges. So AB, BC, CD, this AD, AC and BD are the elements or the members in the truss. A and B are hinge supports. 2 meters is the length of AB and BC. This is a square shape. Length of BD and AC are 2√2. Well, now we know that the degree of static indeterminacy of this structure is equal to 2. If you remove one member and one of those reactions in the supports, we will get a statically determinate one. As you can see over here in this figure, this is a release structure where this member is removed and this reaction is also removed, and we have assumed coordinates corresponding to this member or the force in the member and the force in this the coordinate corresponding to this reaction force. Now the coordinates, they can represent either force or elongation of the member, and the force here, the coordinate here represents the reaction or the displacement along that direction. We have assumed tensile force as positive and compressive force as negative, and forces to the right as positive and forces upwards as positive for reactions. Now, in this figure, I have divided the structure into elements and assigned element coordinates to each member. This is element coordinate 1 star. Tensile force in the member or elongation of the member will be this coordinate, that is represented by this coordinate. Now this is 2 star, coordinate 2 star, element BC is 2 star, element CD is 3 star, coordinate 3 star, element DA will be 4 star, and element AC is 5 star, element BD is 6 star. They are the coordinates assigned to respective elements. Further, we need to develop the force transformation matrix to further construct the structure flexibility matrix and the delta L vector. To do that, let us recollect what is a typical truss element given over here. So a truss member like that, having properties area of cross section A, Young's modulus E and length L. The elongation in this member is given by Hooke's law as force in this member into length divided by A into E. When the force is equal to 1, the elongation is the flexibility coefficient of the member. So delta star will contain only one member, that is L by AE. So having this in mind, we can come back to the analysis of this structure. So the first step is to develop the force transformation matrix. Well, the force transformation matrix will be having the size of the number of elements here, number of element coordinates here is equal to 6, and number of structure coordinates here is equal to 2. So size of F would be 6 by 2. 6 number of rows and 2 number of columns. And the first column of that could be developed by putting the force corresponding to first structure coordinate equal to 1 and the force corresponding to second structure coordinate is equal to 0. So when we do that, this force is equal to 1 and this support is a rotor support. That is the situation. R1 is equal to 1 and R2 is equal to 0. Now, by method of joints, we can find out the forces in all the members. And they would be, if you do it properly, the force here would be 1 by root 2 with compressive nature. The force here would be 1 by root 2 compressive. A compressive force will be represented by arrow marks pointing towards the joints. This force is also compressive and 1 by root 2. This also is compressive and 1 by root 2. This force will be tensile and equal to 1. So they are the forces. Now we can fill up the first column over here. The force corresponding to coordinates 1 to 6 respectively would be, the force in this member is 1 by root 2 but compressive sign, so minus sign. Second, minus 1 by root 2 again. Third, minus 1 by root 2. Fourth, minus 1 by root 2. Fifth one, plus 1, and sixth one, plus 1. So I do that here. That is the first column. Similarly, the second column could be developed by setting R2 is equal to 1 and R1 is equal to 0. If you do that, so this is equal to 1 and this force along this member is equal to 0. So we don't need to show even that member because the force is 0. Now, if you do an analysis using method of joints, you are going to get the reaction here is equal to 1. The force in this member is unity with tensile nature. The force in all the other members would be 0. If you fill up the second column of the force transformation matrix, we are going to get 1 corresponding to this member, that is coordinate 1 star, and zeros everywhere else. So this is the force transformation matrix. Further, we can develop the delta star matrix, which is the element flexibility matrix, which will be, of course, a diagonal matrix. Each element will contribute to the diagonal element of this matrix, and we can put AE outside. Let us put 2 by AE outside. Length of these members, this member, this member, this one and this one, they are 2 meters each. Length of this member and of course this member, that is 2 root 2. So 2 is also going to be a common factor. AE is also going to be a common factor. We took them outside. So what remains inside along the diagonals, we have non-zero elements. There would be 1, 1, 1 here and root 2 as the next diagonal, root 2 as the last diagonal. We have zeros over here. Five zeros, 4 zeros, 3, 2 and 1. Similarly, this portion will also be having zeros, 1, 2 here, 3 along this line, 4 along this line, and the last line, last row will contain 5 zeros and 2. That is the matrix, delta star matrix. Now we need to set up the force vector P vector. P vector will contain the forces corresponding to structure coordinates. They are, we have a force over here, we have a force over here, right? I'm sorry, we have to find out the delta vector. The delta vector corresponding to the structure coordinates is equal to, applied displacement would be 0 and 0. Okay. Now we can find out this delta structure flexibility matrix and the delta L vector through these operations. Delta is equal to F transpose delta star F, and delta L is equal to F transpose delta star P star. So delta, if you transpose this matrix, multiply with this matrix and further multiply with this matrix, F matrix, we are going to get delta is equal to one by AE (9.656) minus 1.414 minus 1.414 and 2. If we do this and to find out delta L, we are going to get delta L vector. Well, of course, for this we require the P star vector. Yes, the P star vector contains the forces corresponding to the element coordinates due to the externally applied forces. We have to do that. So yes, let me use this space for that. That's fine. This is the release structure on which the externally applied forces are shown. If you follow the method of joins to find out the forces in all these members, we will get the reaction here is equal to 10. The reaction here horizontal is equal to 10. The vertical reaction is equal to 0. Now this force is 0. This force will be tensile 10 kN. The force in this member is 0. The force in this member is tensile 10 kN. And the force in this member is compressive 14.14. That is the result of the analysis by method of joins in a statically determinate truss. Now, if you assemble the numbers of the P star vector, the P star vector would look like this finally. Corresponding to element coordinate 1 star, we have plus 10. 2 star, we have 0. 3 star, we have plus 10. 4 star, we have 0. 5 star, that is this element that is already removed, so we can put 0 there also. And 6 star, we have minus 14.14. These are the element forces in a statically determinate structure, right? Now, if you multiply F transpose with delta star and P star, we are going to get finally delta L is equal to one by AE into minus 68.27 and 20. So everything is set for solution. We have the delta matrix constructed using the element approach. We have delta L vector constructed using the element approach. Now we have to solve the equation delta L plus delta matrix into the remnant vector, capital R vector, is equal to delta. Delta L is available, delta is available, this delta is available, we can find out R. If we do that, we have R is equal to yes 6.25 and minus 5.57 minus 5.58. And finally, when we calculate the forces, the final forces in the members of the stress, we are going to get, we calculate the final forces as force F in a member is equal to the force F prime in the same member due to the externally applied forces in a statically determinate structure. That is, the F prime is given by this figure, and the contribution from, say, capital R1, let us define that as small f1 into capital R1, plus the contribution from capital R2, which is defined as in the previous lectures, small f2 into capital R2, where small f1 is the force in a particular member due to a unit force applied along R1 when R2 is equal to 0, and small f2 is the force in a particular member due to a unit point force along R2 when R1 is equal to 0. And we have f1 and f2 calculated in this figure and the figure which is removed already. They are available as the two columns of the F matrix. So if you do that, we are going to get the force in, the final force in the members as, so the final force in member AB will be 0. The force in member BC would be compressive 4.42. The force in member CD, tensile 5.57 or 5.58, 578, which is 5.58, say. DA, compressive 4.42. Member AC 6.25, tensile 6.25, and finally the last member, this is 7.88 compressive. So these are the final forces in the members. So in this session we have discussed about an example of a plane truss to be analyzed through element approach in the flexibility matrix method. We have seen how to formulate the force transformation matrix in case of a plate truss structure, and how to find out the P star vector in the case of a plate truss, and finally to construct the delta structure flexibility matrix, delta L vector, and finally solution for unknown forces and calculation of the forces in the members. That is the end of this session.